Hello, and welcome back to Yeah, We Read It. I am one of your hosts, Meggie,
And I'm also one of your hosts. My name is Laura.
and we are starting off this season. It might be our 15th, might be our 16th. I don't know. Laura will fact check me.
I don't have it pulled up, so I'm not going to do that at all, actually.
We're starting it off fresh, renewed, and we are diving right into Cassandra Clare's Mortal Instruments series.
The Shadowhunters series, City of Bones, Return of the Jedi. There's 100 names for
No.
this series and books and overall everything. And it was a New York Times bestselling series.
Very, very awesome of it. It came out in 2014, 2015 is what I saw. They have a movie of it with Lily Collins and the guy from Stranger Things who's the evil guy. He
Yes,
plays
the Vecna guy.
Jace.
I'm
And
going to be
there's
honest.
also,
Oh,
yes.
I have to say this thought, Maggie. I'm so sorry to interrupt. There was one night I was home by myself because Nick was busy, and I was like, "Oh, I guess I'll watch like the Mortal Instruments. Like that seems like a fun like teen movie from like the Divergent Hunger Games days." And I got 40 minutes in, and it was so bad that I simply had to turn it off because I realized I was way too sober to be watching it by myself.
Well, even better news is that they have a freeform TV show, and Mike from Glee is Magnus Bane. So maybe you get bored with the movie. Maybe you want to do freeform TV. I'm going to be so
That's,
honest. I don't know what freeform TV is.
that's
If
what
it's
ABC
Tubi.
Family turned into.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. Okay.
Yeah, they sunset the ABC Family name and they turned into Freeform.
You got a lot of options with this one, but it seems like it's maybe falling in the Percy Jackson series Kiss of Death, which is it just can't be caught in media. But the Disney show for Percy Jackson's not that bad. I digress. We are just going to dive right into it because this book is 480 pages long.
And
Pretty
spoiler
fun
alert,
stuff.
it should have been 100 pages left, 150 pages less because it was just too. I'm for if a book is over 400 pages, it better be well worth it. And I'm gonna say it just first and foremost. I think this book could have been a little bit shorter.
I think that that's totally fair. I really liked the dialogue. It made it speedy for me, but then I think in the back half it kind of bogged on a little
Yeah,
bit, I would
Cassandra
say.
Clare's writing's interesting because I liked a lot of her like banter and dialogue, but then there was moments of just these like lump sums of backstory and details and world building that didn't feel fully necessary to reveal and go that far into at the times they were coming up. But
Mhm.
I digress. We'll get into it surely throughout this entire season.
So let's dive in to City of Bones.
Video
The
book.
book
Clack, clack,
opens
clack. Sorry, that's the
clack,
bones.
clack, clack, clack,
That's
clack.
the bones smacking together.
You can tell this book takes place in 2015 because the book starts at a nightclub for teens. And I don't know if you were alive back then, but it rocked to have nightclubs for teens. This nightclub is called Pandemonium, where friends Clary and Simon are out dancing on, I think, Halloween. Everyone's in costumes, but I'm going to be so honest, I don't think they ever
To be
say
fair, for all
Halloween.
the details we get, we never get confirmed or denied if it's actually Halloween.
So we're not sure. We're really out on that. Check us if you know it's Halloween. Simon's kind of nerdy. Clary's the one who loves clubbing. She dragged her friend Simon, geeky boy. They're in line and she sees this beautiful man with blue hair and she's like, I like that guy. I gotta maybe think about talking to him, but I am too shy to do it.
Yeah, so Clary's just what she's gonna do inside Pandemonium. She's just gonna watch this lovely blue-haired guy, and she notices that he follows a woman into a storage room, and Clary's like, "I'm gonna go do that too." Bold, if anything. So she immediately goes in and sees that this blue-haired guy is tied up, and these like three people, like all dressed in cool black clothes, are all like, "This guy, you think you're a demon coming into this nightclub?" And so Clary's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, this is kinky as hell heck."
It's wild. She sees who we learn is Jason Alec. They are two boys. Both of them have knives. Isabelle is the name of the hot girl. And they're like about to kill this goth guy. And she's like, not my goth guy. But they explain to her it's okay if they murder him because he is a demon.
Normal. And what's worse is not only does she like watch all this unfold and she screams, but like Simon shows up and he can't see anybody like in this back room. So he's like, "Hey, bestie, you okay?"
And she responds, go get the police. Go get the police.
I
He
mean,
comes back with the police. They're not there. And she has to basically lie and be like, oh, sorry. I'm just crazy.
And that's why they don't have nightclubs for kids anymore. This is the exact reason.
This is why they had to take it away.
Yeah,
We had too
exactly.
much power back then.
We fast forward to the next day. Clary's mom, Jocelyn, is basically mad at her for last night because Clary's, doing the whole teenager thing. She's going out and about. They live in New York City, so she can just do that so easily, and all of that jazz. So we get introduced to her and Luke, who is basically her uncle. They've been friends forever. And Jocelyn's jumping to like 120 miles per hour because she's like, Clary, I'm sick of you acting out. We're going to go on vacation for the whole summer. Pack your bags.
And Clary's not excited about this because she has spent like all of her money on these art lessons that she's going to take. She's also annoyed because her mom always is hiding details of her own life from her, like, who's Clary's grandparents? Why do they live above a psychic? Everyday things like that. So she is not going to put up with it. She runs away. She meets up with Simon, and they are going to go to a friend's bad slam poetry night.
Yeah, classic Eric. He's in Simon's band. He sucks at poetry. They're a little coffee shop. And there's this girl who's clearly hitting on Simon, but we get the backstory reveal that, like, Simon's been crushing on his best friend Clary this entire time. Take note of it. It's going to be a common theme throughout this book, especially. And Clary notices a very familiar face in the crowd. Probably easy to stand out because the Shadowhunters are, for some reason, always wearing just, like, very dark clothing. It's Jace, the blonde-haired guy from the demon fight the other night. He's there, and he wants to talk to her.
Yes, he is widely regarded as some hot blonde man, and as we know, all blonde men are evil. And so she gets she gets up to follow him. I forgot that Nick is Laura. Nick is nice, but all blonde men.
Nick's like a dark blonde though,
It's
so
like
it's
a
different.
sandy blonde.
Jace has like platinum blonde hair, which is weird.
Exactly. Okay, I'm back on my theory that blonde men are evil. Okay, so we went back to the thesis. Blonde men are evil. She is going to get up and follow our little evil blonde boy, and he seems to be fascinated with the fact that she can see him. He's like,
yeah,
people can't do that.
And he's throwing details out. He's like, you gotta come to the Institute and meet Hodge. And we're like, buddy, what the heck does any of that mean?
No secrecy whatsoever. He shows all of his cards. He is like, demons are real, vampires are real, mummies aren't real.
Yeah. He literally just dives right in and is like, well, she can see me, so she'll get it. She doesn't. She's like, this is concerning. And before Clary can like decide if she's gonna go meet this guy Hodge or go to the Institute or process the fact that mummies aren't real, she gets a call from her mom who's like, do not come home, they have found me. And then the line cuts and Clary's like, what the hell?
Visible distress. So she books it home. Everything is in place when she gets home, though. Nothing seems that bad, but this giant black lizard thing appears and is talking about eating Clary, kind of hissing at her like, I'm gonna eat you.
Yikes. Yeah, not good. Clary wakes up in the grass. Like, we don't even see what happens. We get introduced to this demon and we smash cut to Clary waking up in the grass. And Jace is like, hey, there's a demon in your house. Don't worry. I figured it out. We're good. And then she collapses again because a demon poisoned her, essentially.
She did steal Jace's almost phone thing and, like, stab the demon with it, I guess. So, I mean, I would be a little mad if someone stole my phone, but props to her. She needed it in that moment.
Yeah, so she's gonna wake up 3 days later, and Isabelle, the hot girl from the first scene, is like there in the infirmary when she wakes up, and Clary's like, this is weird. I'm gonna get up and go find the blonde evil guy I was talking to earlier.
She figures out some dynamics of the Institute. Isabelle and Alec, they're siblings. And then she explains that Isabelle finds Jace hot, which Clary is confused by because she's like, aren't you guys siblings? And Isabelle's like, no, we just grew up together, basically, which I would maybe think was my sibling. But I
I
digress.
don't know. I digress. We get some backstory of like that they're shadow hunters. There's this place called Idris, which is the shadow hunter homeland. We get fully introduced to Hodge, who's basically like the Doctor X guy from X-Men who just like runs this institute. He's in charge,
Mhm.
and this is like the first he's hearing of just like a shadow hunter being like just like found out in the wild, because it's clear that Clary probably has some shadow hunter blood in her. So he's like, hey, I gotta tell the Clave about you. And the Clave is like the ring of shadow hunters. That's basically in my eyes the clergy for some reason.
Yeah, they kind of counsel the shadow hunters. I
Yeah.
love the clergy. They're like bishops, and they're all in their
Yeah,
red
no,
robes.
I picture them in like fancy robes and with like candles all around them.
I think that's a beautiful image. So just picture that whenever we talk about the clave.
I hope
Jace,
we meet them and it's just that one day. I really hope we do.
and as we know, Jace is kind of notorious for going above and beyond. So he explains, actually, I know that Clary isn't a Mundy because I gave her. Oh, sorry, Mundy is a derogatory term for people.
Yes.
He gave her a mark on her arm, and Hodge explains, we're actually not supposed to give them tattoos, them being the people, because we could turn them into Forsaken, which are just these mindless killing machines
To be
that
honest, I
people have.
pictured a Dementor from Harry Potter, which I know I shouldn't, but
Oh, honestly, that's a really good description. Yeah, let's go with Laura's imagery on this book. She is
I'm
correct.
just pulling from everything for my visualization of these things. Like you got the clergy, you got the Dementor.
And Jace, I mean, listen, Jace is unshakable. He is the most confident man in the world. He's like, no, I knew the marks would be fine. She's gonna be
Honestly,
fine.
I we have to talk about this for a second. Jace's confidence, like blind confidence, is not fully explained in a way that makes sense. Like to me, like I think he's supposed to be like this smooth talking like action guy, but then you find out like he's like didn't have friends for a really long time. So I'm like, oh, this guy's kind of actually really lame.
His only friend was his bird, and he was like, I read a lot of books.
Like we're supposed to think this guy's hot who clearly like goes like gets too deep too fast with people because he doesn't understand social cues. Okay. I get he's neurodivergent, but like that's not the teen heartthrob.
He really is so 0 to 100. I'm sorry. I think if I woke up and she does slap him later for just like taking a chance on maybe not killing her. But I think if I woke up and someone was like, I just knew, so I drew the marks on you and you might have died, but I was very sure, I'd be a little pissed off.
I'd be really mad to be like, oh, the thing you did that technically saved my life also could have just done the opposite. That sucks. Like, you're
But he can
actually
get
kind of a piece of shit.
it's just in line with him. He's an evil blonde man, blonde man. He's good.
Blonde men.
I
Uh,
know. They're trying to get Clary to a third location now that she's alive. And she calls Luke and she's like, Luke, I don't know what the fuck is going on. They're trying to kill me. Can I please come home? And Luke is like, absolutely not. I don't ever want
yeah.
to talk to you again.
Luke's being so weird. They're not even talking about the fact that like where Jocelyn is. We have no idea where Jocelyn is. Luke's saying nothing. He's like, "You stay right there at the institute." Okay. So Hodge, he's gonna be the adult in the room now, and he's gonna ask Clary for more information about like what's going on, who are you, and he tells us about this evil guy named Valentine, and he was a shadow hunter, but he's dead now. And then he gives us a whole more backstory that I didn't write down because it was just a lot. But
I
basically,
did. Don't you worry. So he explains that there are downworlders who are half demons. They don't hurt people. They are vampires, werewolves, and the like. The
not
shadow
homies.
hunters are supposed to basically shield the world, the people, from these people. And there was one of the mortal instruments is the cup, which is what they're going to be looking for the whole book. Valentine wants the cup so he can make more shadow hunters, because when a normal person drinks from it, they become a shadow hunter, but if they're really weak, they're going to die, because he wants to wipe out all downworlders. He is basically a eugenics, pure race, kind of a Hitler type, because he's like, we can't live in accord with these people, and I don't like the Clave because they are trying to keep peace between downworlders. and Shadowhunters, who are created from angels, basically.
Yeah. So, like I said, so much backstory.
I know
But
they're really important to the book.
but Jace and Hodge and everybody, they're like, I guess you're staying at the Institute, Clary. And she's like, I don't have any stuff. So they're going to go take her to get her stuff. She finally slaps him, as Meggie insinuated, for just guessing that the mark was going to save her life, even though it definitely could not have. And they're going to get to her house, and bummer, there's still demons roaming around it. So Jace has to fight them to make it safe so she can get some of her stuff.
Jace is thrilled about this. He is foaming at the mouth, ready to fight a demon. He fights this Forsaken guy. He kind of breaks his arm in the process. And then with his steel, which is a blessed knife, I guess, he can draw a rune on himself, fix himself right up. We don't got to go to the hospital. That's awesome.
Yeah, for all the backstory we don't really get much explanation about how the steel works, other than that, like, it is that, and it works. Like, it's just like, yep, accept it. Okay.
I really just think, I guess it's maybe blessed by angels, because they say an angel's name before they go into battle with it.
Did you picture an X-Acto knife every time they were handing it back? Weapon did you picture?
I pictured a really long, skinny knife, I guess, but an X-Acto knife.
Blades a lot in this series, but that's different from a steel. So in my eyes, it's like an X-Acto knife.
That's awesome. I like that more. Once again,
but I digress. This is one thing I would have liked more detail on. Dorothea is her downstairs neighbor who is a psychic, and she's like, hey, don't worry, there's more demons. By the way, I'm magic too. So fun reveal there that Clary's lived with magic people her entire life.
Exactly. She explains that she kind of houses the downworlders, the half and half people. And Clary's mother, Jocelyn, was a shadow hunter on the run, and she was trying to protect Clary. But Dorothea explains that someone put a very strong block on Clary's mind, and that is why she cannot remember anything from her own life.
Yeah.
I kind of did the same in my 20s with all the MDMA that I did, so.
That happens to the best of us.
Sometimes we put blocks on our own mind to numb the pain.
Don't worry, in the most convenient plot point I've ever read, Dorothea's like, don't worry, I have one of 2-dimensional doors in existence of New York City, and it can take you really wherever it needs to. So Clary just immediately walks in, no questions asked, and she falls and lands outside of Luke's house, which is also a bookstore.
Exactly. It took her to the last place that someone went to, and they went to Luke's, which...
And we don't know who was the last person who went to Luke's. Like, we don't know if it was Luke. We don't know if it was Jocelyn on the run.
We're never going to know either.
We're never going to know. No one's going to tell us.
And on the way here, they are being trailed. Jace is like, don't worry, I got it. He jumps the guy. And the person that is trailing them is our little geeky friend, Simon. He
what
is
a good
back.
friend, honestly. Going to look for your bestie after you haven't heard from them in a few days.
I know, he is a good friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is explaining that. He's like, Clary, I haven't heard from you. I thought I pissed you off. And Clary's kind of trying to catch Simon up, like, you do not and will not understand what is happening to me right now. Simon, honestly, takes it on the chin. He is like, this reminds me of my Dungeons and Dragons game. This is awesome. I am ready to be involved in any way that is helpful.
And nobody, like, Jace kind of deters him, but Simon gets way too involved in this entire world for how human he is, unfortunately.
I know. He's just in it.
We'll get into it. So they're looking around Luke's for, like, any signs of life, essentially, and they notice Luke is arriving with what happens to be 2 shadow hunters disguised in warlock robes. Your guess is as good as mine as to what that outfit entails. And they're like, that's weird. And they're talking about the cup, and they're talking about how Jocelyn is not awake yet. And Luke's telling the guys, like, I'm not going to mess with Valentine. I'm not going to mess with him.
And the 2 people who are grilling him are Greymark and Blackwell. They're 2 of Valentine's little cronies. And once they leave, Jace does admit that those are the 2 people who murdered his dad.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Also, what's crazier is we learn that Jace's whole thing is, like, he wants to, like, avenge his father who was killed before him. Now's your chance, buddy. Jump them. Like, kill them.
Jump
They're right
out.
in front of you. They don't expect a sneak attack.
Get on out there. But no, 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 no. They go back to the Institute with Simon. He's going to be the first human who's ever going to be in the Institute because now Jace is really just racking up a little human army. Isabel's pretty mad at this. She's like, stop bringing them home like stray dogs. And Simon's like, yabba gabba goo
Yeah,
over
he's like,
Isabel,
Auga, Isabelle is hot. Look at her.
which Clary isn't that thrilled by. She's doing that possessive girl best friend thing.
Yeah, but she's possessive, but she's never gonna date Simon. It's one of those types of things,
Exactly.
which is
Get over
that's
it.
not healthy. Let Simon get a
She
smooch.
does admit at some point in this book, she's like, "This is why I don't have any girlfriends," and I was like, "Yeah,
Not a quality to
it's not
like.
a good
That's not a
thing."
good quality. That's not even like a man crazy, right? No, it's a you thing. There's a magic cat there that Hodge has. He's gonna lead Jace and Claire. I forget the cat's
His
name.
name is Church, and I think it's based off of Pet Cemetery because the cat's name is Church in Pet Cemetery.
I feel like they might have said that, or maybe I just thought it too. Either way, Church is going to lead Jason Clary to where Hodge is hanging out in the greenhouse, and they fill Hodge in on really everything that just happened for the past like 50 pages while they were out and about on their adventure. And
Yes, he kind of
oh, go
explains a
ahead.
little bit that he was in Valentine's circle. He was with Jocelyn, Clary's mom. So Clary's like, "Oh my god, now you know my mom. That's crazy." And he does explain that Clary's mom was Valentine's wife, which is psycho.
Huge mic drop, actually, to be like, oh, that villain that we've been mentioning for like the past 100 pages. Oh yeah, they were married at one point. Why?
They're
Why do
married.
you want to know?
They're married. I mean, luckily, Clary's mom said that her dad died before she was born, so
So we don't know.
we still
We're
don't
gonna
know.
fast launch into part 2 of this book that's split into 3 parts. And Hodge is giving us more about the circle. He's like, hey, like a lot of people left when they realized like how much of a purist that Valentine was. Like they thought it was all about like, returning to Idris and like peace and love, but it was not.
It was
Valentine was
not
a
like that.
very, very, like Meggie said, eugenics type of guy. And
Mhm.
because Hodge was like so buddy buddy with Valentine, his like curse and like punishment is that he just has to stay at the Institute forever and train Shadowhunters.
Yeah, and he also explains that Valentine's after Jocelyn because she ran away with the cup after there was a fire that seemingly Valentine and Jocelyn both escaped. It's like big news that Valentine's actually alive.
Yeah, so they're like, oh, okay, it's clear that Valentine's alive. It's clear that he went after Jocelyn because she knows where the cup is. It's all starting to make
And
sense.
they're starting to realize there is actually one person in the room who might know a lot more than they think they know, and that would be Jocelyn's daughter. The problem is, as we mentioned, Dorothea, the psychic, said that there is a block on Clary's mind. So they really need to figure out how to get past this block, and how to do that is they're going to call on these guys who are a part of the Silent Brotherhood. They speak into your mind, they're not going to
Yes.
say anything, and their mouths are sewn shut. They don't got eyes. They're really,
Yeah.
really scary people.
Huge bummer because you would think with a name like the Silent Brothers that they're probably some sort of slapstick vaudeville troupe. Exact opposite.
I know. I was
Exact
thinking of
opposite.
like a Jabberwocky's America's Best Dance Crew kind of
Yeah.
a thing. Like
And they
they
don't
do
dance
the
either. So
fun.
like they really are just spooky. That's their whole thing.
It's a
Bummer.
bummer. They got to be a hip hop group or they got to be magicians.
Like you can be spooky, but you can dance. You can do a little trick. You can slip on a banana peel. Do something, please.
They're
Uh,
really into silent comedy.
that night, Clary wakes up from a nightmare, and Jace happens to be at her door. How convenient! And he's like, "The Silent Brothers have arrived." And they do their whole little spooky silent ritual on her. And they basically say that there is a block in her mind that even they cannot just do a door-to-door lift on. They have to take her to the Bone City, which is where they're
Yeah. So we're gonna go to Bone City, comma City of Bones, namesake of its
Yeah,
first Immortal
162, and
Instruments
we're
book.
launching into the City of Bones, which is a crazy for like there's still 400 pages left, you know?
I did keep singing the La La Land City of Bones. Are
That's
you sure?
awesome.
As you're taking water, a sip of water. So they go to the Bone City. Jason and her are driven by Jeremiah, and I kind of like this moment because it's like very chaotic carriage that they're flying through the
Yeah.
air in New York. And Jace admits that Isabel is gonna get bored of Simon. She's gonna drop him, and Clary's like, I don't want to hear about this. I don't want to hear about your friend breaking my friend's heart.
And then he's like, cool, how about I tell you how my dad died instead? So he's going to do that as well.
Yeah. Valentine's little cronies slit his dad's throat. So he's like, I'm gearing up. I am gung ho to kill this Valentine.
He's
I
like, I
can't
want
do this.
revenge. And it's like, weird, dude. You could have taken revenge on the two guys who actually killed your dad, but okay, you had the opportunity and you let it slip through the cracks.
I
Uh-huh.
know this bitch all bite, no bark.
Yeah,
Wait,
truly. That's
no,
why he's
it's
evil.
all bark, no bite. I got it wrong.
I went with it because I support you.
Yes, and
So they get to the entrance and descend the steps. It's very cool because like as they step down, like lights are going up on these torches on the wall. And basically they go through the silent city and make it to the city of bones, which is where the Brotherhood is going to do a more intense ritual to unblock her mind.
yes, and they're doing it. They're really getting in there. She's seeing Winter. She's seeing all this shit. She sees a name. They can't get past this. And then they go, Did you see a name in there? And she goes, Yes, a Magnus Bane, which I think is so funny. Can you imagine? It's like a graffiti tag.
Yeah.
Like, you blocked this mine so good that you're like, also, I'm going to put my name on it.
I
You
also
can't get past this.
like in a way like I was like like it doesn't seem like a person's name at all, so I was like, is that like going to be a clue to something? No, it actually just is the name of the person that she needs to find.
I know. I thought it was going to be like a grave marker, like Nicholas Flamel. God damn it. We're back on Harry Potter. But you know what I mean.
No, what's also hilarious is after they do this whole like mind ritual to like dig through her memories, she's profusely bleeding afterwards because apparently it's like that intense. So Jace like helps clean her and the blood up afterwards and is like, well, I guess we gotta go find Magnus Bane. So
But
they're gonna
first
grab
he's
a
like,
restaurant.
Are
Yeah.
you hungry? I'm hungry. We're going to go to a diner. Goes to this place with all these crazy food items like raw meat and cricket. Well, I guess people do eat cricket.
Really
But then
cricket,
there's
yeah.
normal food items on there too. They invite Alec and Isabelle, and Simon's going to be coming along too. They're catching them up on the Silent City visit. They're like, we got to find a Magnus Bane. And of course, don't the stars just align? Because Isabelle is like, I actually got invited to a party in Brooklyn by a Magnus Bane. Could it be the same guy?
Yeah, and she goes, it says he's a warlock on the invitation. Do you think that's him?
So they're gonna go back to the institute. They're gonna pregame this a little bit, but by pregaming is just like Clary moving around. She goes to Hodge's library, finds an old photo of her mom Jocelyn with everyone. Hodge lets her keep the photo. She's like, "Hey, is this one Jace's dad?" and points to Michael Wayland. And Hodge says, "Yeah, but don't show him it. Don't show him the photo. I
That
guess
doesn't
he'll
make
get
any sense.
upset."
That's so fucking weird. Like, what?
I don't know.
And Hodge also just drops. He's like, "Oh yeah, like I heard from like the Clave because I told them about this. They are looking for the Immortal Cup and Jocelyn, but they're not telling me any information because they don't trust me because I used to be best friends with Valentine. So don't ask me any questions about that either."
I mean, I don't know. I kind of would buy it, I guess.
Yeah, I guess if I'm as old as Clary is, I'm probably just like, yeah, sure, that makes sense.
She kind of scoots on back to her room. She finds Jace going through her sketchbook. That would really piss me
Rude,
off if someone was
rude.
reading my diary. He compliments her drawings, and then she's like, You know what? I just need to take a nap. I guess you can stay here. And he's like, Do you want me to read you a bedtime story from my mind, from the depths of my mind? And it's a story basically about how his dad gave him an unruly hawk to tame, and he eventually tamed it over a year, but it was too affectionate with him. So his dad snapped its neck and was like, I told you to make it be obedient, not to love you. And so that's why he can't love anyone.
And proving my further point that Jace doesn't understand social cues, cannot fathom why Clary is horrified after hearing this story. Jace is like, what? I thought it was just like a cool story to tell. And it's like, no, that's horrifying to have experienced, and that's very traumatic.
It's like when you're at a party with someone for an hour and you're like, okay, I'm kind of wrapping it up with this stranger. And then they start just dropping lore and you're like, fuck, I'm hostage in this conversation.
Yeah, and you're like, well, I can't leave, I guess. And like Clary can't leave. She's like, this is my room. Wait, what? I'm stuck.
I know. If you wanted to talk about it, why not before? Why before I'm going to take a nap?
Yeah.
Why not in any other setting?
Exactly. Like maybe you should have told me this story instead of the part where you watched your dad's throat get slit. That was crazy.
All of his stories.
Over two on good stories, Jace, if
This
I'm
guy
being
has
fully
got to
honest.
get into stand up. My God.
Oh my god, his type 5 just ends with him having a panic attack, I'm sure, as he's reliving all these memories.
Ends with him 3 minutes in going, "Am I done? You can give me the light now."
Realizing the just crickets chirping in the room as everyone's just looking at him like, what the actual fuck, dude?
Oh man.
Clary wakes up from her little pregame nap and gets ready for the party. Isabelle fully confirms that Alec is gay, so audience, stop asking.
Yeah.
We have a queer character.
We have a queer character. We love to see it. This is a book of many firsts, a big one that we will get to later.
Huh?
So Isabelle gets Clary all ready, gives her a short dress that is actually a shirt on Isabelle. Ooh, she's tall and leggy. And they go to see the boys, and Jace seems very nervous to see Clary does this thing where he takes the clip from her hair and her hair is falling down on her shoulders, and he goes, "Now it's perfect."
I'm sorry, it's creepy. I'm gonna be honest, that's really creepy.
I just like, I don't know if other people, do you ever read these books and you're like, okay, obviously they're not normal people, but are normal people like this intimate and close immediately all the way? I'll see like romance movies and it's like, yeah, I guess maybe sleeping in her bed and telling her a story is normal after a week. I don't want that kind of intimacy for like a long time.
Yeah,
Maybe two
no,
months, three
I feel
months.
like this book especially, it kind of eliminates the buildup and it kind of just goes right to like, I'm touchy with you.
I guess,
Okay.
is that his love language? Sure.
Wait, I mean,
Well, not gift giving, obviously, the hawk story.
it might be quality time. He kind of just seems to be always around.
Yeah, that is true. He's like, "What are you
Yeah.
doing all the time?"
Yeah, literally. So they get to Magnus's party. He greets them at the door. Magnus, Warlock, he's there. And Jace is like, "We need to speak to you in private." Magnus is like, "Okay, party bummer." But really, everybody's at this party. There's vampires, there's fairies. Like everybody kind of gets along with Magnus Bane, is what we learn.
Which is awesome. I love that for him. I bet he's a Leo. Magnus gives them the time of day because he's kind of into Alec. He's like, "Sure, yeah, you guys can come talk to me because I like your cute little friend." And he explains that he actually can't take the magic off of Clary's mind because she would die if he did that. But don't worry, time is going to make her remember anything anyways,
Yeah.
so it doesn't matter.
What is crazy about this lore is like Magnus is like, "Oh, this spell that I put on you, you've actually been coming to see me every 2 years, and I've just been reinstalling this block for you, always blocking my you visiting me out. But I can't remove it. Bummer."
He explains that her mom put it there, and since he can't do anything for it, kind of pulls the move where if a child is in a doctor's office for too long, you're going to kind of get a coloring book when you go. He's like,
Yeah.
"Here's a book of runes. Maybe practice your drawing. Maybe just look over the runes. Maybe you'll learn how to draw better."
Help. We also learn more in this exchange about that there are three mortal instruments. It's not just the cup, it's also a sword and a mirror, which I've got to be honest are probably three of the most random objects to be paired together as a trinity. But okay.
Yeah, that is true. I didn't know that a mirror was the third one, and it
Yeah.
doesn't make sense in the context of that. But
No.
Isabelle is like, "Hey guys, we got a situation. Simon got turned into a rat. Ruh-roh."
Magnus once again is like, that's another one that's gonna wear off eventually. So you don't need me. I'm gonna enjoy my party. So Clary's gonna put him in her backpack as they leave, but they get down to the street. Simon is not in the backpack, so they go back to Magnus, and he goes, "Oh, I saw the vampires holding a rat. Do you think that was him?"
So, God, unfortunately now, Jace and Clary are gonna have to go on a side quest that lasts
Oh,
3 chapters.
this side quest was way too fucking long, and it did nothing for the plot.
Yeah, Laura didn't like it. I kind of enjoyed it. I gotta be honest. They
It
go to
was too
this.
long. If it was with 2 chapters instead of three, would have been fine. But Cassandra Clare's chapters are long,
Yeah,
listeners.
that
They're
is true. This
long.
is probably 100 pages. Jason Clary, I was gonna say Jerry, that's their couple name, go to Hotel Dumont to look for Simon the Rat, and a mysterious figure, Raphael, shows up. He's like, My brother died in there. I want to avenge him. Let's go in there. Don't worry, I know how to get in there. And they're not sus about it at all. So Raphael leads them through, and then he turns around. He does a little jump surprise. He goes, "Surprise! I'm
He
the
goes,
leader of the
bleh,
vampires."
bleh, I'm a vampire.
Bah, gotcha.
He's like, I just had to put my cape on. Surprise!
They're like fine when he's holding up his cape, and then he goes, ah, and they go, ah, and he just keeps doing that.
That's so funny.
Classic.
They do a cool look up, like pan up, and there's a bunch of vampires sleeping, so it's about to go down. And basically they Uno reverse him. They're going to use Raphael as a hostage to his vampires to get Simon back. So pretty fast thinking.
Yeah, and the vampires are like, fine. We want an oath from Jace. And Jace is like, I'm not going to give you guys an oath because then we're like bound for life. And they're like, fine, no deal. We're going to fight now. So they're fighting. Clary manages to get Simon the Rat, but then all of a sudden, these wolves burst through the door. You got it. It's across every single trope. It's werewolves for vampires. You've heard it a million times. It's in this book too.
It just so much for what? And this has been like 30 pages from when they got to the hotel to the wolves showing up, and
I
it's
like
still
that.
not over.
I will say across the vampire trope though, all vampires minus the Cullens, they fuck because they go up to the roof and they find these vampire motorbikes. And I like that. To me,
Yeah,
the idea of vampires is they're wearing leather pants, they got long drapey
they're the
down
Lost
to their
Boys,
navel
Maggie. That's what
shirts.
you're
Yeah,
describing.
exactly. I know. Once I saw The Lost Boys on Broadway with Laura,
Yeah,
that's what a vampire is to me.
that's what a vampire should be. The wolves, and also the wolves don't show up to fight. They show up and are like, "We want Clary," which is like, okay, what the hell? How do you know Clary? So they're all gonna run. And like Maggie said, they find a motorcycle on the roof and they're launching that off the roof and hauling ass to safety.
Yeah, the sun is coming up, so they have to kind of make a crash landing in a parking lot, results in some broken bones from him. Luckily, spell wears off, Simon's human again, and they are headed to the Institute to get all bondaged up. So while Hodge is nursing them back to health, Alec is like, "Hey, Clary, can I pull you for a chat really quick?" And just goes to town yelling at her, like, "You gotta go home. You keep getting Jason danger. I don't want you around." She she doesn't handle this, I would say, well, because she does say, "I know you're just gay and in love with him," basically. And so what
And
not great.
Alex doesn't handle that well because then he shoves her really, really hard. So maybe.
Yeah, it says that she hears a crack like in her skull, and it's like, oh, I don't actually think that that's good. I
No,
think that
I think
that's
this
not
was
good.
this was like everybody messed up in this situation multiple times. Woof.
And she, I mean, really handles this, I would say, with stride. She goes, "Dang, Clary, you really shouldn't open your mouth." I think I'd be a little bit pissed more at the guy who shoved me into a wall, and I think I would tell everyone, and I think I would get him doxxed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um,
She's gonna
so
stay, though. She stays the night.
she's gonna check on Simon first, and he's like, "Wow, thanks, Clary, for saving me when I was a rat from all those vampires. That was pretty crazy, huh?" And he's like, "I guess you don't really need me palling around anymore since you can fight all those vampires." He's being pity party weird
He
boy.
really is. Oh my god, it's so annoying. She says that they sleep the same way that they did as kids, where they're like shoulder to shoulder. And he keeps basically trying to get close to saying, "I love you," not in a friend way, but he's not going to. And after he falls asleep, Jace, our evil blonde sexy man, comes and knocks on the door, and he's like, "Hey, Hodge told me it's actually your birthday tomorrow, and I did set up a picnic up in like the greenery, so if you would like to go there."
And it's like, with what time did he have to put like a picnic together with groceries from the kitchen? Like, okay, dude,
I
whatever.
don't know.
And Chase on the roof immediately is like, "Yeah, I didn't have any friends."
Yes, this is when he admits he loves books, hates friends, doesn't like people. She tries to relate by being like, "Cool, I guess my dad died when I was little." And then he's like, "Watch this." And he shows her a flower that can open at his touch at midnight. And then he gives her a glowing rock called Witchlight that helps
Yeah,
her see in the
it's
dark.
It's just a he just gave her a flashlight that's magic. That's all it is. And it's supposed to be like, oh, that's so thoughtful and cool. And I'm like, if a guy gave me a flashlight, I'd be like, there's one on my phone. That's weird.
Exactly. There's nothing romantic about a flashlight. My mom used to shine a flashlight at my dad when he snored, and that's the only context that I can think of a flashlight.
And he also confirms, he's like, yeah, Isabelle and I have never dated. So
Exactly, because she's being like, Isabel's so pretty, and he's like, well, you're beautiful too. Because Isabel's just jealous because you're petite and small.
Isabel's just jealous because her feet are ginormous and you have little doll toes that you can dance around with. They're gonna like head to leave, and in what is certainly no buildup whatsoever, he just immediately kisses her as they're on their way down. So that happens.
Yep, so they're running down, and I'm gonna be so honest, I thought they were gonna fuck here because it seems to insinuate that she's going to her room, they're holding hands,
They
they
kiss
start
more at
making
her
out.
door.
They kiss more in the door. Simon opens up, and Jace immediately goes stony faced. And Clary admits here, she's like, "Dang, we should have went back to Jace's room." And I was like, "For what? You're 16."
For
Well, I guess you
what?
could make out. I
I guess
guess
they
you
could
don't
make
have
out
to jump the gun.
more, whatever. Um, but Simon is mad about this. He's really mad that Clary was kissing somebody. And so like Clary's talking to Simon in their now closed bedroom door, and he's like, I hate Jace, I love you, and I'm leaving.
Yeah, he admits that he only flirted with Isabel to make Clary jealous, and he's like, "You know what my mom said? She always said you would break my heart." And it's like, okay, Simon, maybe make other friends. Talk to your friend Eric, your one friend Eric who does bad poetry.
Yeah. Also, like, go on a date with someone else. Like, what? Um
I know. God. So even funnier later on, Hodge is saying unrequited love can make people who love each other turn into hate. Just look at Luke and your mom, and Clary's like, "There's nothing going on between them. What are you talking about?"
Yeah, Clary's always missing the signals. Um Clary at some point later has very much figured out where her mom has hid the cup, because she's figured out that like she can open like a portal into the second dimension in her sketchbook with pictures she draws.
Mhm.
So she's very certain that her mom hid the cup in a painting, and specifically believes it's in Dorothea's tarot card deck. There's no like adventure to find it. She's like, I know exactly where it is.
They're gonna need a getaway car, and you would think that Simon's maybe taking a minute to set some boundaries. Nope, Clary calls him. He is ready to borrow Eric's car,
Oof. Toxic
and
on both sides, I'll be honest.
I know, truly. Off they go though. They go to Dorothy's. She's so warm to seeing Clary. She's like, "Oh, hello. Yeah, come on in. There's no more Forsaken here. Don't worry." They get the card back from her. They grab the mortal cup from it using a room, and Dorothy is like, "Oh, goody, you got it for me. Now I can transform and be bad." And like
Yeah,
the portal door opens, and this bigger demon takes over her, and basically just she's like a vessel for this thing to just
yeah.
rise from the
Basically,
dead.
big reveal that Dorothea was killed by a demon and it took over her body, because that's what this type of demon does. And I just wrote in my notes, damn, that sucks. Kind of feels like Dorothea never had a fighting chance. So they end up fighting the demon, and in a turn of events, Simon deals the final blow to splat Dorothea to the next dimension.
Yeah, this is like a greater demon too. It's a demon of the abyss, Abaddon. In the battle, Alec gets really hurt. Jace doesn't really care because Clary is yelling for him, and he realizes, uh oh, I might have feelings for this girl. And since it's a greater demon, who's going to take it down? Simon. Simon's going to be the one.
Also, something that I don't know if you were confused about, Maggie, but I was really confused by it. Like, she gets the cup out of the deck and then just holds the cup to, like, take it back to the Institute. And it just feels like it would have been easier just to, like, take the whole deck with you and then get the cup out at the Institute, because it's way easier to carry a card versus a cup, right?
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And also, how do you know that we trust Dorothy?
Yeah.
Dorothea.
Also, like, how do you know you trust that you're not going to find another demon on the way back? Like, this is
I
crazy.
know, it was really stupid. I also think it's kind of wild that Simon, who shoots the arrow, the skylight opens, it burns the demon. Alec has never been in battle before, and he's honestly not that good at it. If
No.
a normal person and I had all this training kind of upended me, I'd be really
I'd be
embarrassed.
so embarrassed. Um, yeah, embarrassing. Alec is not doing good. They're rushing him to the infirmary, and Jace is starting to feel a little guilty. He's like, "Oh man, if I wasn't so horny for this girl, I probably could have had my friends back more."
That is so true. It's like because he has the demon poison in him, so Alex not doing well. And Jason Clary touch foreheads, and he's like, "What are you doing to me, Miss Thang?"
Well, line for line, that is exactly what he says.
That's
Canon.
exactly. I told you I love her dialogue. I think the usage of Miss Thang was so good.
Not enough books are using Miss Thang as a term of endearment.
So they tell Hodge that they have the cup, and suddenly everything's changed. Hodge is like, "It's great that you have the cup, because I'm gonna take my form
And,
too."
and his bird, Hugo, which is a raven, just starts attacking Clary. And this is a big oh moment. We learn that Hodge is still working for Valentine, and Clary's face is scratched up because bird talons were just going ham on her little face.
Yeah, and Jace is basically incapacitated. Like, Hodge did something to him so he can't move. I don't know. And then Valentine materializes out of thin air. So, full house right now.
A lot happens in this is over the course of about 4 pages, everybody. So much happens so fast. We had 50 pages of vampire nonsense to get to 4 pages of a huge reveal that Hodge is actually a villain. The bird is also a villain, and Hodge was just waiting for them to get the cup so he could steal it. Anyway, as Maggie said, hologram of Valentine appears, and Hodge is trying to leverage with Valentine. He's like, "Please, whatever you do, protect Jace. I love that guy. He's awesome."
Hodge is like,
That's
Hodge is like, "I want to be him when I grow up."
it's so weird that Hodge is like, I know, I knocked him out, but please just make sure he's good. I like that guy.
And Valentine is like, "Sure. Okay." And so he takes Jace with him. Clary is in this invisible barrier that Hodge has put her up into, and she's like, "Hodge, you know he's gonna kill him." And Hodge is just like writing love letters. He's like, "Nope," starts throwing them in the fire. They don't know where the letters are going, but he's doing something with
No,
them.
and Valentine, as he was leaving, lifted Hodge's curse, so Hodge can leave the Institute now, which is great for him. I bet he's gonna go to McDonald's. And Hodge is like, Hodge, about it, Maggie. If you were stuck in an institute for a really long time and you were like, "Man, my curse is gone," wouldn't you go get some McDonald's?
Okay, I gotta be honest. The first one I was like, gut reaction. I don't have time to think. IHOP. I don't know
IHOP
why.
would also be good. But I imagine Hodge has got to be on the go, right? He's probably got to go somewhere fast. So he's
That's right.
probably
He
got.
can't sit down. Okay, that makes actually a lot of sense. So Hodge leaves, but apparently he's not fast enough. He actually could get IHOP because he's so slow that Clary somehow gets out of the invisible barrier and she chases after him and catches up to him.
And
And
Hodge is like, "Oh no, I'm not doing this." He fights Clary. He's like, "Yeah, suck it. You don't know what you're dealing with. I'm a grown man. I'm gonna fight
he
you."
goes to like throw a blade at her, and then a wolf
Insane.
attacks Hodge instead. So, I mean, God, great for
Hey,
Clary there.
saved by the wolf again. The wolf takes Clary away, and she just wakes up, and Luke is there. So someone's got some explaining to do.
I mean, saved by the hair of her chinny chin chin, I might say. I
Hey,
might
he'll
say.
huff and he'll puff, and he'll save your ass.
And Luke is ready to. He kind of heard that Jace wasn't that great of a storyteller, so he goes, "Okay, now I'm going to do a good storytelling." We get to part 3 where he is giving her the background. He explains they went to school in Alicante, which is near the Idris, the beautiful city, where they all met Valentine. And Valentine's dad had been killed in a werewolf raid, and this is kind of where he became a proponent for all war against all downworlders. And also, he does not explain why they decided to go with Valentine as well, which kind of makes me sus. But they say that Valentine was super charming. So it's Jocelyn, Clary's mom. She became pregnant, and Luke, on a night out hunting with Valentine, was attacked by werewolves. And Valentine, too, his best buddy, is like, "Hey, you know what, friend? I'm gonna lock you in a cellar, and I kind of think you should just kill yourself. I'm gonna be so honest. I don't want you to be alive because you're a werewolf now." Um, he ran. He became the leader of the pack that killed Valentine's dad because he was still gonna get revenge for his friend. And then the day of signing the peace accords is when Valentine unleashed havoc on the Clave, and he really turned on Luke and Jocelyn because he thought that he betrayed both of them. Goes home, burns down Jocelyn and his house, including with her parents in it, and their first kid, Jonathan. They find the bones, not good. But, Jocelyn was pregnant with Clary at this time, and then Luke and her met up in New York City. And that is the entire history of
The
that.
city that never sleeps. So yeah, insane backstory for Luke to just drop. He's like, Claire, I hope your head's feeling okay because I got news for you. I'm a wolf. And all of what Maggie just said.
Yeah.
And Claire now has to process that Valentine, this guy she's been hearing so much about, that's her fucking dad. That sucks.
Yeah, she is like, what about my real dad? And he says, nope, that was just the name of your neighbor. And then your mom took it and pretended that was your dad. He actually never existed.
Oops. Oops, your mom's a liar.
Oops.
So Luke and Clary are like, well, now we gotta go find Valentine. And through process of elimination and just understanding how Valentine's been appearing, they know they have to go to the other portal since the one at Dorothea's doesn't exist anymore. And they know the other one's called the Renwick portal. So they start going, Renwick, Renwick, Renwick.
Renwick,
What could that
Renwick. They look in the phone book. There's only
mean?
7 Renwicks. They go, no, we can't do this. We call up our boy in the chair, Simon. Simon does a little Google search. Renwick Hospital. It is an abandoned asylum that is on Roosevelt Island. I guess you can take a train to Roosevelt Island. They drive, but I kind of like to imagine that they took one of the lifts, and so they are just like
Oh,
suspended
that would
above
be
the
cool.
river, and they're just slowly moving. But no, they drove. They drove to
They
Roosevelt.
should have taken a lift next time.
Yeah, I
So
know.
they
They
get
go into
there
battle immediately when they get
so
there too.
fast. Very, very, very much. It's like they show up and there's Forsaken outside and they gotta fight them. One of the wolves, Gretel, dies. I wrote that down and I even, like, when I was writing my notes down, I was like, who the hell is Gretel? I'm assuming she was also a wolf. It
I
doesn't
think
matter because she was very little in the book.
I think that was Luke's like second in command, and so when she dies, Alaric immediately, another person in his pack, is like, "I'll be your second in command." I've been
Amazing.
waiting for this opportunity, actually.
He's like, God, I'm so glad Gretel died by the hands of the host
God, I'm
Forsaken.
so
Um,
happy.
they find Jocelyn, who she's basically in like a very blissful coma. She's definitely under a spell. And the two shadow hunters that Luke was with at the midpoint of the book, Blackwell and Pangborn, are like, hey, thanks for showing up. We're ready to fight you.
Yeah, he slices the throat of Blackwell. I think is the one that it doesn't matter. And then Pangborn's kind of like, oh, that's so sad. Too bad for him. And so while Pangborn and Luke are fighting, Clary is going to run through the hospital. She's going to look for Jace. She finds him in a room, looking out a window, smelling like, quote, metal and wine. So, blood and wine? Has he been bleeding? Or has he
Huh?
been building
He's
a
been
wayfair?
eating pennies.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. Pennies and wine. Some of my favorite meals I've ever had.
And Jace, for all the commotion that's going on outside, Jace is acting like he's just hanging out at home. He's like, Clary, it's great to see you. Great news. My dad is alive.
He seems too calm. It's so crazy. So she is like, "Hey, buddy, I no, he's not. I think that there's something going awful with your brain right now." And he goes, "No, Valentine's also my father." Valentine pops up. He's like, "I can explain." No, Michael Wayland was never Jace's dad, and Clary is like, "Okay, what about that W on his ring?" And Valentine is like, WW, Wicked Witch, flip it over, Madame Morabelle. M is for Morganson, which is Valentine's last name. He's Wicked Witch.
He's Wicked Witch. And he's like, and now that my two children have reunited, I'd love to take you both back to Idris and we can be one big happy family. And that's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah, exactly. Because, listen, Clary's trying to explain to Jace, no, he's not your dad. And Jace is so thrilled that he has his dad back. He's like, why don't you believe that's my father? And Valentine is like, because she loves you. She doesn't want me to be your daddy because that would mean your siblings. You guys are siblings. And they are. They're siblings. They're siblings. Remember when they made out? They're siblings.
Yeah, yeah. He's like, I had my eyes on you guys. I know what you guys have been doing in the shadows.
I wish I had a
Luke,
little bell for us because this is our first time in 6 years that we've gotten to an incest plot in a YA
I
book. I actually
you
think that
know
that's pretty impressive.
we did get loosely close to an incest plot in Gossip Girl when Blair and her stepbrother had those like feelings for each other,
Oh yes,
but they weren't explicitly stated, and they never did anything.
but he
So,
also married into the family, so I mean, not great, but I think that he's
but
not blood
this is much
related.
much worse. This is so bad, and they're not both immediately like, "Oh, ew, what have I done?" They're both like, "That's interesting, huh?"
I think it says like Jace goes green, and then I think Clary keeps being like, "No, there's no way. There's absolutely no way. I want to fuck
No.
my brothers. There's no way."
So Luke casually strolls in, going, "Hey guys, killed those guys out there. What's all the fuss in here?" And Luke's like, Valentine, you've always been a problem." So they're gonna throw it down,
They
and
are, but I will say before this is kind of when we get because you are wondering how the fuck do Jace and Clary not know that they're siblings? How does Jace not know that Valentine's his dad? This is what walk with me on this one. Try to follow me on this one because I don't understand it. Valentine says that Wayland was killed in the uprising. And so Valentine assumed Michael's name. He faked Valentine, faked his own death because someone was going to reveal his identity, Valentine, who was posing as Michael Wayland. He had so he also says that Jace had to be Wayland's son because the Valentines wouldn't take him in if he knew that he was Valentine's son. And you're wondering, didn't he see his throat slashed earlier? Yes. So kind of confusing stuff. Not really sure. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, all right, let's get back into the fight.
this
Luke.
yeah, like Maggie said, this feels like a insane backstory for the information we've been fed thus far. And we'll get to that at a later point. But anyway, while Luke and Valentine fight, Clary and Jace are gonna have a sidebar. They're like, "Let the adults fight. Let's talk for a second." And Clary's like, "How can you believe he's your father?" And Jace, like, "Don't you see how bad that guy is? You don't want to be related to him." And
Mhm.
while this is all going on, Clary's like, "Oh shit, I should actually like defend Luke." So she's able to like kind of block Luke before Valentine can stab him. And somehow Clary's able to get through to Jace, and he stabs Valentine's hand. He's like, "What you are doing, father, is wrong."
There's a weird double standard here because she notices that Valentine could actually stop from killing her and he's going to go for it anyways. And then Jace disarms him and he's like, "I'm so sorry, Papa." And Valentine goes, "No, you were right to do that. Did you actually think that I could ever harm your sister?" And Clary's just being gaslit over here.
Yeah, I
Like,
guess it is.
yeah,
Fuck.
I know. Clary talks some sense into Jace. Yeah, Jace goes to push Luke out of the way and he explains that he's like, "Dad, I think you should leave." That's
Yeah.
exactly what he says. "I think you should leave."
Yeah, and then Valentine goes, "Okay, fine, but the cup is already in Idris, and I'm going there too."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Valentine makes this little portal. The door blows open.
He also stabs
Valentine.
Alaric, who, like, man, short-lived as second in command.
I know. I mean, listen, he's really set on killing Luke. He goes to throw this thing at Luke, and then Alaric just jumps in front of him, and another second in command dies. Jace was
Jason's like,
like,
"Don't worry, guys, I'll go to Idris and get the cup." And they're like, "What? No, like, you're not going to Idris by yourself."
I know, you would think he's going to give it up, but no. And Valentine's not going to let him because he shatters the portal on the way out. And then we get an epilogue.
We get an epilogue where Jocelyn, her arc is not wrapped up. She is still as unconscious as ever, but she is now in a hospital. And Simon is picking up Clary to take her to the Institute, where she has a little quick catch up with Isabelle and then Alec separately.
Yes, Alec has been cured by Magnus Bane.
He's been cured from.
Simon he's been cured from, I mean, it could be a name, it could be a disease. We don't even know what the fuck is Magnus Bane. Simon does take the opportunity to kiss Clary in the car after she just went through so much. It really doesn't feel like the time.
Yeah, it kind of feels like he's like, well, now that her brother's out of the picture, I can definitely swoop in. It's weird.
It is. And the book ends with Jace and Clary riding into the sunset on one of the vampire motorbikes because she is like, if you visit my mummy, Jocelyn, your mom too, by the way, we're siblings, in the hospital, she will wake up because all she needs is to hear the voice of her firstborn son
It
and
is
my love
it is
interest.
crazy to me that this book ends with and they drive off into the sunset as brother and sister. Insane, actually.
Wait, it really is. That is how it ends. Oh,
The end of the book is like, well, and as the sun set on New York City, these two siblings were cuddling each other on the back of a bike. Isn't that romantic? Like, what? That's insane.
city of bones. um, yeah. Okay, so
Ugh.
now that we have caught you guys up on the book, and now that you know that they're siblings, um, yeah, it just is
I
really fucked up.
I'm actually more pissed at so many people who are like, "Oh, I'm so excited you're doing the Mortal Instruments. I loved that book series." And nobody was like, "But there's a really problematic incest main plot line throughout."
So Hannah told me to read it. She's like the end is going to be crazy, and I honestly I did not know what was going to happen, and I think I kind of ruined it because I googled it for me, but I was like, you and her were both like teasing it, and I was like, is it fun? And you're like, it's we're gonna have a time
I
talking
got
about
it
it.
spoiled for me because Xanthia texted me being like, "Oh, dude, I can't like I'll never forget about that incest plot line." And I was like, "The what?" I was like, and like Sam was like, "Oh, you haven't read this before, have you?" And I was like, "No, what?"
No, one of my friends, so I posted on the close story one of million crazy quotes to come after we learned that they are incestual. And I had a friend respond was like, "What is this?" And I said, "The Mortal Instruments," and they go, "I have to read this immediately." And I can't tell if it was like something they were interested in or like something they
Oh
were curious about.
no.
But regardless, I was like, "Why?" No, you
Like
don't.
spoiler listeners for next episode. Maggie and I have already both finished the second book. It does not get better. It we're going down this metal slide together, unfortunately, into the
Oh,
incest realm.
yeah, they're gonna commit. They're gonna commit to the
Like, yeah,
bit.
Cassandra Clare says, "Hell yeah, incest, we're in," and I'm like, "Fuck, okay." I guess Maggie and I are reading this book
Yeah,
series now,
yeah.
so
Yeah, and we read it in June, Pride Month. The I and LGBTQIA
for incest
incest.
allies.
Yeah,
Let's do
allies.
our top five.
Okay, so we're gonna harp on it a bit more. Top 5 reasons we don't get the Jace Clary siblings thing. I thought explaining it out loud with it written down would maybe sum it up for me. It
No,
still doesn't make any
it
sense to
like
me.
because like the fact that even reading it like didn't make sense. That I really was so convinced the book was going to end with being like, and they're not actually siblings. He was just lying because like that's kind of how it's being fed to us. Is it's like it's too intricate that it's not believable.
Yeah, and Clary even thinks that too.
Yeah.
So I don't know who wants to start.
I'll start. Number five, Megan and I find it very hard to believe that the Lightwoods didn't talk to Michael Wayland at any point in time until they met Jace as a teenager. Like, they were all friends, they all grew up together. Like, did they not see anything or hear anything from him up until they, like,
Yeah, like wouldn't they have
met
had a baby shower or
like, or like a
it
card, a Christmas card, a phone call, like
feel like
anything?
they were kind of close friends
Yeah,
still. I don't
that's like
know.
that was implied as they were all very close.
Number 4, like Simon says, Jason Clary don't look anything alike. He doesn't even look like his dad.
Yeah, which feels weird. Like you think like I get like siblings don't have to look identical or really even that similar, but you would have like similar features, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um no, number 3, if Jace is this like monster shadow hunter that Valentine was raising him to be, why didn't he just take him into hiding with him? Wouldn't he have wanted him in his back pocket this entire time, like fighting the fight, being his little brainwashed soldier? That makes no sense. That he just like go live somewhere else for a little bit.
I know, especially if you are masquerading as like Michael Wayland. I guess
Yeah.
like he's already considered bad because he was a part of your group. I
Yeah.
don't know. Okay, number 2. Wouldn't Jace have seen a photo of his dad at any point in his life? Wouldn't he have seen a photo? I mean, Hodge is around.
I'm sure there's a class yearbook. I imagine the Shadowhunters have yearbooks.
Yeah, he said he had no friends and he loves books. How's he not finding the yearbook in the library?
That's weird. Or it's not. It would be weird that the Lightwoods wouldn't be like, here's a photo of your dad, dude.
I know, they raised him.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And then number one, the thing that Maggie and I will still never get over, Jace literally word for word watched his dad's throat get slit. That makes no sense. Even with like the best glamour in the world, it still doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense. I just feel like, because then at what age? If Valentine had raised you for 10 years and Valentine faked his death at 10, wouldn't you be able to like see through it a little bit? And also, I don't know. I just don't get it. It really doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't like it. Doesn't make any sense.
So that is City of Bone. We
City
will.
of Bones.
I am being like, Eeyore about it, but I am ripping through this series. I will say I'm kind of having a blast. It's
The second book dragged a little bit for me, but I'm hoping the third book gets more fun again.
interesting. I burned through the second. I kind of really liked
read
the
it quickly,
second.
but I think also the incest thing really was like, oh, do I have?
What does it say about me that you're like, that one dragged and this one dragged for me? And then once we got to the incest plot, I was like, I'm ripping through this book.
You're like, I gotta see what happens next.
Anyways,
It's gonna be an interesting season. We love you guys.
We love you too. Yeah. I don't know what to promote anymore.
We'll figure it out. Maggie and I took a long break. We're back. Bye. I guess we love you. Thanks for listening.